Hey Waggy, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Alright guys, so welcome everyone to the live stream. So yesterday I didn't do a live stream because I had a doctor's appointment, but I'm back today. I apologize for the noise in advance. Kids are home for summer break, so it gets a little crazy here. I got 3 kids. And I'm still new to this YouTube thing, so I don't have a studio really set up yet to reduce the noise. Hoping to do that in the near future. Assuming, I keep seeing some interest in what I do here. Okay, so I'm looking at NAS right now. We've had a real strong rally over the past few days. We initially had kind of a double top that was starting to form, but that looks like now it's broken, so that's basically invalidated at this point. We had these highs over here that now are broken. So if we look here on the 4-hour chart, it's been very strong momentum going in here. Now what I'm looking at is this area here, just at these highs where price kind of broke through, retested, came down. So now we are either looking for a rejection on this area to maybe come back down a little bit, or if we get a breakout. But remember, this is a weekly zone, so I don't know, like, if we do get a breakout, I would kind of consider price to be too, I guess, expensive at that point. So I would need to see some kind of pullback, a strong pullback, before deciding what to do there. So right now, we're just gonna hang around and see if we can get a rejection before we make a move. Yeah, good Waggy. It's really good to do like research and figure out what works best for you. What were you trading yesterday? Nice. I only had one signal yesterday because I was away. Did you get in on that, or were you in before, or what? Nice. Yeah, that trade, if, like, I usually don't hold my trade past closing, but if anybody held it, it was an amazing trade actually, because it just kept going up. Like if we go down to the hourly, I don't remember where I entered that trade. Let me see. Let me pull this up here. Because I ended up getting out here because it was pulling back, and it was like after 3 o'clock. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get out at that point. But if it was held like from here, you know, even let's say, you know, rejections were forming at this high, could get out or just keep holding. Even now it's still continuing. So yeah, sometimes we get these good trades, man. And it just depends on how you trade. Like for me, I have my rules, so I'm just in and out. So right now I'm looking at these wicks forming. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see, I put this here. Yeah, same. US30 almost sometimes gets that too, but I find US30 is not as, I don't know if I want to use the word stable, but US30 we can end up getting more flat movement than NAS a lot of times, right? Like for example here, just flat, right? And with NAS you'll see some kind of like bigger moves. US30 has this triple top formation happening. Let me just go back to trading view, see what we're looking at. So right now, just to summarize here, for NAS we're looking for some kind of deep pullback or something here. We may be looking, the bias is still long because we had so much momentum, but I figure market open could see a deeper pullback. So we're looking at this level for a possible entry. But if I do see something forming that's a good confirmation on the rejection here, I may take a short down to this level. So that short could look something like this. All right, it's a 1 to 2. And then so what we'd be looking for is kind of like just a pullback down to this level, and then maybe another entry here to go long after the open. Yeah, so those are kind of the two setups I'm looking at. Alternatively, if it does break out and go up, that's another thing we need to be aware of. So if I just look at this on the 5 minute here, we have some consolidation happening, so we need to see kind of a breakout above, but we just need to be aware of these levels. Let's see, so on the weekly right now, yeah, it could push up all the way to the top of this. Just want to see what that would look like from a risk to reward perspective. If we're going to push to these highs, yeah, there's potential here for a long as well. Just want to capture all this in a screenshot so I can post on the Telegram channels. We have about 17 minutes for the market to open. So I don't have a trade set up yet, but we're gonna just keep looking at this. Yeah, that sort of. It depends. So what I notice happens is, so for example, if we open the way we are right now, you may get a spike up, and if you do get a spike up in that direction, or actually, sorry, you may get a spike down to go get liquidity, because right now we've had this crazy rally, right? So there's a good chance it needs more momentum to kind of push up. So it could fall back down and just collect some liquidity, take some stop losses out, and then continue up. So since the bias is long, we could have that spike down, and it might fake out a lot of people thinking that with that mindset of, if it does go down at open, it's going to continue going down, but that's not always true. You got to kind of, it's very subjective based on where price is, what it's been doing, what levels is it testing, things like that. So yesterday we had this strong move up. We had really good pullback, and then another entry to go up. It did push really hard, but then it kind of slowed down a little bit. So just reading price, I feel like there has to be a catalyst here, or some kind of a move to trigger another aggressive push. That's why I'm hesitant to go long right now. Like, I'm really expecting some kind of rejection on this level, coming back down to test maybe this breakout. So that's why this trade, I think, might be a more higher probability trade than the other ones. The short here is more like a quick scalp if we can get it. However, price does extend up. I'm looking for maybe a long, and hopefully we get a continuation for the day. If I go back to MT5 here, so on MT5, what I'm looking at here is kind of a breakout setup forming. So what we do here is essentially just create a box around the price. And we're going to wait for a breakout of it. And then depending on which direction it goes in, we're going to try to take a trade. Last week was kind of a shit show. I was in a drawdown last week. This week I'm back up. I've covered all my losses from last week, and I'm also in profit, almost a little over 1%. Yeah, so the major news already came out today. So it potentially it could be smooth sailing. Whatever kind of idea you have about price and the market, you always have to take it with a grain of salt, because the market's going to do what it's going to do. Nobody can really predict it. We can just kind of look at probabilities, right? And that's why with most Forex pairs, you can, like, when you see a pattern form or a trend that you're following, you can actually trade that, with some positive outlook about where it's gonna go. But I find with like indices like NAS and US30, especially when you're trading on the shorter time frame, you kind of have to throw that idea out the window and just look at price on the shorter time frame and go with wherever the momentum is going. In the past, I used to have these ideas. Okay, news came out, it was good for the dollar or whatever, or bad, whatever the case is, and then have some idea of what NAS is going to do and kind of stick to that idea. And then I'm like, why is this trade failing? But it's because the market just does whatever it does. So you got to look at the levels where the big players could come in and move price, and just be ready to go either way. That's why sometimes you'll see me, I'm taking a short or something, and then that gets invalidated and I'm now going long, right? That's just scalping. But if we were to like trade the 1 hour, for example, it's a different story, right? Because the 1 hour, once we've defined, like, let's look at this area, for example, or even here, right? We had a trend line. We're testing here. We get in somewhere here. Unless this stop loss gets taken out here, you're going to be in this for like a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever the case is. It's more swing trading. But when you're on the shorter time frame, right, you see it bouncing off this level, you get up. Now it's rejecting this level, you get down, stuff like that. So never let your bias kind of define what you're going to do exactly. Or if you're trading shorter time frame, you just have to be aware that your bias can change quickly. No, just looking at the 1 minute for NAS, at least with my broker here, there's a lot of wicks forming. We have good ATR value here, but the spread, it's not too bad. Spread's not bad, but I would prefer it to be a little tighter. So a lot of times I'll come down to the 1 minute just to kind of see what price is actually doing, just on that small scale, because here we can see lots of wicks, right? I don't necessarily want to be in like entering trades when there's so many wicks forming. We need to see a few like solid candles in one direction or the other to get a sense of where momentum is building towards. So I reached a new milestone recently. One of my live videos had 70 views. It's not bad. That's encouraging to keep doing this. And as I get better, I want to improve the quality of my videos and audio, all that stuff. We have some other people on the stream. Guys, can you say hi? Let us know where you're trading. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go through some other pairs here while we wait. So this is GJ. Yeah, GJ had a nice rally here too. Whoa. So GJ hasn't been at this price since 2015. Yeah, and it peaked out over here. Yeah, that was 2015 December. That's crazy. So yeah, so it's been in a very strong uptrend. Let's see what we have here. Just trying to get a nice fib level here for this. Okay, so it almost did full retracement of this. And here we have kind of a, yeah, it's a decent level. So price broke out of this little downtrend that it was pushing, went up strong. So I would say GJ, if it pulls back into this 180.525 level, or 5, let's call it 0.6, then we could look for longs from there. All right, so we're looking at, it could continue spiking up to this level here, and then we're looking for a rejection off of this to maybe then continue up for GJ. That's what I would kind of look for anyway. Okay guys, we have about 3 minutes until market open. Let's look at gold, see what's happening here. So this outlook that I had here with this was actually meant for this bounce, but it never actually came all the way down to where I expected it to go, and then now it's moving up. So this is invalidated. So anyway, we had a bounce on this level all the way up. We had a push that broke to 23, but it didn't hold. So I would say gold has a good potential to continue up, but let's see where it could go. Okay, so it's testing this level here. If we get a breakout of this level on gold, we could see it continuing like a rally here. So I'd look for that. It could also just go flat for a little bit. But considering that we had jobs data today, I think there's a good chance gold could look for a rally. Oh, that's a lot of spikes here. So yeah, I'd wait for some kind of maybe a sharper pullback here before continuation to the upside. So right now I don't have any outlook on gold. US30, let's see, on the daily. Yeah, US30 is testing this level here. It's been there a few times. So there's a good chance of it coming down. But it's flat right now, so I wouldn't really do anything there yet. This trade was invalidated. Okay guys, it's almost open. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, NAS broke out actually. Yes, and NAS had that clean break. That's really good, but it could be that fake out that I was talking about, where it breaks up, but then it actually comes back down to this short. So let's see. So market just opened. We could look for a short on the break of this area here. Sorry about the noise again, guys. My kids are building forts right now. Now, if we do get a continuation here, my stop loss is going to be about 15,405. We could be getting this move here now, right? It's touching that entry. I would like to see a 5-minute close. I'm gonna wait for the close. Yeah, potentially buying. I'm looking at this, so this analysis that I had here. If we get a break above and hold, then we might be going long. However, I'm just waiting for the 5-minute candle to close. It might leave us behind here, man. $15,643. Shit. It's really pushing. So I'm not getting any yet. Just a few more seconds to go. Stop loss is 15405. Okay, we had a 5-minute close. It looks really good. I'm in the trade. Just gonna post this to the group. The TP is really high, so chances are, I don't know if we're gonna hit it. We just need to manage this really closely because it's market open, so we could get a big swing back down. Just got to be aware of that and be ready to close if needed. So this is a trade you got to monitor for a little bit, at least till it's break even, hopefully. This is why I encourage people to join the live stream, because then you get to see when I open, when I close, why I'm closing, why I'm opening, things like that. Because right now we're still in kind of a unknown area where price could kind of fake us out and go up like this and then very big pullback. I'm hoping we get another nice 5-minute candle close here. The Telegram bot I built is really good. I don't have to type all these numbers in when I take a trade. Two more minutes to close the 10-minute candle. I'm hoping we get a nice bullish candle close. If we don't get the bullish candle close, might need to close this trade manually with a loss. Let's see. Or hopefully with a small profit, if that. Waggy, did you get a good entry? Ah, that's awesome. Let's hope it keeps up, man. We got like 30 seconds to close the 10-minute candle. If we get a good close, it could mean we might keep going up here. It's a decent candle. That 10-minute. Situations like this, when we don't have an area to cling on to, like a previous high that's close by, I get a little worried. Because a lot of times you get a spike into these areas and then a deep pullback before continuation. It's been a while since we, like on the 10-minute here, it's been a while since we touched this 65 EMA, which is something I use for kind of trend following and just looking for possible areas where it could reverse to. So that's one worry that I have, is that it's pushed away and it hasn't touched this in a while. So there's a potential we could get a pullback all the way down there before it continues up. So just looking at 1 minute price action here, it looks like it wants to do a pullback. The 5 minute, if this 5 minute candle closes as a bearish candle, then I may close the trade and wait for a better entry. Got a whole 3 minutes to go. So anything can happen from here. $15-minute candle is closing in 2 minutes 50 seconds. A nice close here would also be good. Did anybody else get in on this trade? Nice. How do you say your name? Jababy? Jababi? Sorry, man, if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, back then we did make some funny email addresses and usernames. Guys, I'm gonna be keeping my mic on mute unless I have to say something really, because my kids are being too loud today. Okay, so right now there's that pullback I was talking about when I was looking at the 1 minute. It's not like we still have 15 minutes or so to close the 10 o'clock candle. Let's see. It's a hard one to call right now. I'm expecting a pullback though, like especially after the open move. Now, one thing I want to say here though, the open move wasn't strong, right? This wasn't like, it was a decent move, but not for a NAS open session open candle, right? How many points was that? Just about 5,500 points, more or less. So I still feel like there's a big move coming one way or the other, up or down. So as soon as I can, I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even. I needed to get to at least maybe 5,000 points or so. That would be good. So on the 5 minute chart here, what's forming is kind of a bearish reversal pattern, right? We had a big wick on this 5. Then we had kind of a indecision candle here with a big wick on the bearish, towards the bearish side. Now we're forming a big, possibly engulfing bearish candle. We have about 2 minutes to close that. So let's see what happens with that candle. Because if we do get a pullback, my fear is too much of a strong pullback down back to this level, which would take out the stop loss. So I would prefer like taking a smaller loss or a little bit of profit and wait for the pullback. Now, in a scenario like that, it could very well just make us think that's going to happen and then it goes up. So you need to weigh kind of how you want to approach this. Right. A lot of other professional traders, they have their stop loss in place. They'll just keep looking at this on a higher time frame and say whatever happens. That's another way to approach it. I just don't like making losses. I prefer taking a small win over a small loss or a bigger loss. That just keeps my psychology kind of intact, I guess. For people on the stream, guys, please leave a subscribe or a like. It really helps me to grow this channel. Okay, we have about 20 seconds to close the 5-minute candle. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so that 5-minute wasn't very convincing either, so we're gonna have to wait for the next 5 minutes to see what happens. So we have about 8 minutes to close the 10 o'clock candle. I'm hoping we can keep moving bullish here by then, because we could potentially get a good move at that candle close, or rather the 11 o'clock candle open. Yeah, I agree, Waggy. same here. Just about 6 minutes to go, then we can decide what to do. All right, getting some movement now. If price keeps doing this, I'm gonna move to break even just in case we get a spike down. Just to be safe, because 10 o'clock candle could bring that big move downwards that I was that I'm expecting. This move here. Okay, so this is the next 5-minute candle before the 10 o'clock open. Look what's happening here. My fingers on the trigger to close this trade. Okay, I'm closing the trade. Small profit. If we look at the Fibonacci tool here, we had the push from here, and if you look here, the 23.6 aligns with this level, and the 38 aligns with this level, 50 aligns here. Golden zone, we did have some kind of just sideways movement there. So usually I look at Fibonacci to look at those levels to see if it corresponds with Fibonacci. And then now if we do get a break below the 23.6, there's a good chance it could come all the way down to the 61. And if that's the case, then you can even expect it to get all the way down to this level, which is 15,276. It's 2 minutes for the 10 o'clock candle open. Okay, here comes the 10 o'clock candle. I was really hoping for a deeper pullback here. Should give myself a kick if this continues to rally here. There's that 5-minute candle. It's not a good bearish candle. It's more like a bullish candle in some ways. So I should have waited for that one to close actually. Anyone still holding that trade? Sorry about that, guys. My screen just flickered a little bit. Okay, you got out. Better to be safe, man. That's my motto. Because there's no point in holding it when it's like a good chance that it's gonna do a deep pullback. That's my idea anyway. Like it's pushed forward so much, and like I was saying, it has to cut. It will not has to, and it not will, but there's a good chance it's coming back down to test the 65 here, and that's on the 10-minute. Okay, so there's another 5-minute. We got like 2.5 minutes to close that candle. If we do get a nice bearish candle, I may consider taking a short. Now if we get a short here, this could be a good TP level right here, followed by another TP level down here. Another more a safer thing would be to wait for it to come test this area if possible, or look for a bounce, like to come back, test this like golden zone that we have here, and then go up from there. How likely is that? So about 14,000 points, so it's very likely it could do that. So just a few seconds to close the 5-minute here. Um, 5-minute looks nice, but then if you come down to the 1-minute, look at these wicks, right? It's not very convincing. Now, if you do take a short here after the 5-minute close, SL needs to be around 15,490 or 15,487. and then the first TP would be about 15422. So that's not a bad candle. I just don't like the 1 minute wicks that we're forming here. Okay, let's see. 487. Fifteen four two two two. Yep. Okay, so I'm just setting up for a short, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Let's just see what happens here in the 1 minute. Okay, I'm taking the sell. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pullback, and then I'd take another sell. If I just have the one, then I'm gonna extend my TP to about this level where my TP2 would have been. So 3 minutes to close this 10-minute candle. Let's hope we get some momentum so we can dip down and then maybe go back up. This short is not looking too great. Still not invalidated yet though. Just a few more seconds to close the 10-minute candle. If we do get a strong move coming down, I'm gonna look for another entry. So we had that 10-minute candle close. It's kind of an ugly candle for this trade. Even this 5-minute is not a good candle for us. So to make this trade invalid, I'm gonna look for a break above this area. So if it keeps pushing up above here and then closes above, then I may be closing this trade for a loss. Two minutes to go for the next 5-minute candle to close. Yeah, Waggy, that's the hope, man. Hopefully that keeps going down. Now, if we do continue down past this area here, I will move my stop loss a little bit down, just to reduce my risk. Because the other major area that we need to look at is this 23.6 level that we need to break. If it bounces off of this, we could get a strong rally from there. So that's something I'll be looking at if it somehow keeps going down. Just a little under 1 minute for this to close. I would have liked the 5-minute to close somewhere above here so that I can get another entry. Because I don't want to take another entry while it's still on the move on this 5-minute candle. It's good to just wait for it to close. I really want price to drop down to this golden zone though. For about like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then that could be a really good long trade setup if we could get a rejection of this area. So we did get the 5-minute close, but it's not a very strong bearish candle in my opinion. It's kind of still like an indecision candle in a way. Otherwise, I would have taken another entry. Did you close for a loss, Swaggy? All right, man, that's good. Profit is what we're here for. Yeah, the way these wicks are rejecting this level here, it's kind of clear that it wants to push up. But I'm going with the idea that it does need more liquidity to actually keep pushing up. And the only way it's going to get that is to drop lower, to take out some stops. And also give other big traders kind of like a discounted price to enter. Alright guys, starting to get a move here. Let's hope this keeps up. It's really starting to reject or respect this area here. So a nice clean break down from here might be good. It's also starting to range. Which moved the other like long. Yep. But for that, I really want price to get back down here somewhere. Oh, sorry, it's down here. So it's far, but I mean, if we get rejections in the golden zone, that's ideally what we're looking for. In that case, our trade may look something like this, and then hopefully we can get a really strong rally up. That's what this short is based on, essentially. That price is gonna keep pushing down to come test that 50% retracement. Like if I can get that a good close under the 23.6, that would be a good confirmation that we're gonna keep going. But right now, the way it's just sort of rejecting, doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Like we need to see a strong candle come and like hold below this level here. Because right now it's just starting to form another wick. That was a decent candle, but still, you know, it's a 1 minute candle, so I don't take them too seriously. And we have over 3 minutes to go to close this 5 minute. If we can get a strong 5 minute close, I'll be happy. Okay, that's looking better. Now, like I was saying, the 23.6 level is a strong level here. So this is where I got to be careful. If we get a rejection off of this, I may close the trade. I've reduced my risk a little bit. So about 2 minutes to go to close the 5 minute. If it does break down below the 23.6, I may look to extend TP to about this level here, which is 15,360. Okay, so here comes that big move I was looking for, and there is that rejection on 23 that I was talking about. I just want it to break and hold below the 23. That was the 5 minute candle close, which is really strong. So now just need to keep monitoring this. I may close it if we get a break back above this level. We just need a nice close below the 23.6, and in theory that should give us a bit more confidence in holding the trade to go lower. And also it'll give me more confirmation also about moving my TP to about this level here. I'm just reducing my stop loss a little bit more now, because if we do get, so with the stop loss, really what it's there for is if this 5 minute candle closes as kind of a bullish engulfing, then there's a good chance it's going to keep moving up, in which case I don't want to be part of the trade. Um, However, with the dangers of doing this is that you could get a spike back to this level, right? You could get a spike back into this level and then a continuation down. So that's when moving your stop loss isn't ideal. But right now, this is kind of what I'm looking for. If it does come back here, I'm probably going to close it if it's a engulfing candle. So 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go. So it's not an engulfing candle, but it's a fairly strong bullish 5 minute candle. So I need to wait for the next one to see what's happening here. Just a few more seconds to close this 5-minute candle. If we do get a bullish close, I will close this trade. Okay, I closed that trade manually for a smaller loss. It's not looking like we're gonna get that pullback because it is almost 11 o'clock, and by now we would have seen the pullback we needed to that golden zone. So what I'm doing now is waiting for a bullish signal to go long. Yep, it's looking bullish. I'm still expecting a little bit more of a pullback before I go long, but I don't know if it's going to be anything significant really, so your entry could be safe. Let's see, stop loss for me is going to be 15,422. I'm not going to set a TP right now, and I'm going to put half my risk on this. So most times, so this is why I would sometimes come to my indicator chart for the entry. A lot of times, and this is not guaranteed, especially during the opening of the market. A lot of times, if you have price overbought in the stochastic here on the 1 minute, because right now we're saying, okay, we're going to go long, so we have a bias there, but I would wait for the stochastic to pull back a little bit and then show like a buy signal before I get in. But like I said, that doesn't always happen. So I also look at the momentum of the candles. So right now it's stalled out a little bit, but if like right now this other candle is starting to push higher, if that continues, then I might take the entry. But if it keeps coming down a little bit more, then I might wait for the stochastic to turn up again. The one thing I'm worried about with this trade is just that we've been establishing kind of a range in this area. So it could potentially keep ranging out a little bit. So just be careful of this high over here. Okay, so we're getting that momentum candle that I was talking about. So let's see if we can get a breakout here. So I took the long. I don't have a TP for this one yet. Mainly because I don't have a TP because we don't have any kind of benchmark up here recently. So I'm gonna hold this and then sort of figure out the TP after the fact. So right now we're about 8,000 points. 4,000 points. So for now, I just double that to 8,000. So this area right now is a bit is something to be worried about. Let's see, we want to break a strong break above here, and then after that we'll look at this Fibonacci area, basically the high of this area that we would need to break. And I'm also looking for an opportunity to add more size to this trade. So like I was saying with the stochastics, there's that pullback. Now, if stochastic does turn back up after this pullback without hitting our stop loss, then we'll be in a good place. I might add more size at that point. Just don't add to your trades as the price is moving against you. Just wait until you get another confirmation to go long again, then you can add more. Because really, we don't know how far this price is going to come down, right? It could, even in theory, make that golden zone retracement that I was talking about, right? Anywhere in this area. Double top doesn't necessarily mean anything, especially now because we have this very strong momentum up. but because we're establishing a level here that it's rejected a few times, that could be the reason why. Yeah. And we had this strong bearish candle close. So the whatever time frame and stuff you look at, you're gonna see different things. At the end of the day, we can just kind of give our best guess and go with that. So my whole idea here was that I was expecting before this time, before like 11 o'clock, that price would have pushed much more aggressively down. But then it rejected the 23.6 level here and started to go back up. So from that perspective, I didn't see the required momentum to come all the way down to that golden zone. However, it could also mean that the market makers just pushed price back up just to get some stop losses from people like us that were in that short, to then continue down, and that's when you would see the spike all the way down to that golden zone, and then the potential setup for the long that we're looking for. So when you're looking at price, you kind of have to think of like what the big guys might be thinking. And then of course this move that we're in right now could also just be that was as much as they were able to push it down, and people just keep buying and buying and buying, so we could end up getting a rally again. So it's just pressure building at this point. Whether it's go up or down, that's the market will decide. Okay, so what I was saying about the 1 minute candle, I mean the 1 minute stochastic here, is that we did get that pullback, and now it seems like it wants to start doing the give a long signal again right there. So that's usually when I would buy in. And right now I kind of want to buy in, but I'm not convinced with these candles yet, and just the fact that we had this rejection here, so that's why I'm not adding more size yet. Now this might not be a good thing, right? Because we had this higher high and we didn't make a lower low, but we may be making a lower high at the moment. So this next 5-minute candle might be critical here as well. Yeah. And obviously if we break this lower, I mean this low here, it's not a lower low, but I mean I wouldn't look at the 1 minute for that. Anything above the 1 minute be good, like 5, 10, 15. So yeah, we had a lower high, but we did not make a lower low necessary. This is more of a just testing this pivot point essentially. So right now, if we can break through this trend line, then in theory you might keep going up. However, if we continue to get a rejection here with this high, then we can expect a lower low to form. And if that's going to happen, then we're probably going all the way down to that golden zone. So if we do get a rejection here, I may be looking for an entry to go short again. But what we really want with this position that we're in right now is a 10-minute candle breakout. There's just about 4 minutes to go. We also have 5 minutes for the 11 o'clock candle open. Let me just see what US30 is up to right now. Oof. Yeah, I wouldn't trade US30 right now. I would wait for some kind of move on this level. Okay, so just about 3 minutes for the 11 o'clock candle. What I've noticed though, between, I want to say 11 to like 1 or so, things can slow down. So we may end up just be ranging out for a little bit. Depends on the day and the news and momentum and all this kind of stuff, so. Now, like Waggy was saying, we also need to watch potential double top here. Ideally, we want is this 10-minute to really close above the Fibonacci level here to invalidate that, and then we can look for the next potential level. Could be somewhere there. All right, just about 10 seconds to close the 11 o'clock candle. Should be prepared for a move either way, up or down. So here we're rejecting that level again. If it closes back inside the trend line, we may want to close it. But that was a nice 5-minute breakout of the trend line. So let's see what happens. Uh, 10-minute candle was decent as well. Yeah, price is being kind of stubborn here, guys. Okay. You guys still holding this trade? When you're trading with the trend, oh, that sucks that you didn't get it on this one, man. When you're trading with the trend, try to hold your trade as much as you can. Just try to ride that trend if you can. when you're trading against the trend, just maybe be more strict with your take profit. Just as a general rule. In a situation like this that we're in, where I had this expectation of it coming down to grab liquidity, I would probably not hold it in this situation, mainly because it's like so kind of overextended on the long side, where I'm really expecting a good pullback. So although it's with the trend, I would be a little bit more cautious about holding if we get a pullback. Waggy, I think you took this trade, right? Are you still in? Oh, okay. You got to start holding more when you're in profit, man. Otherwise, your losses are going to end up being bigger than your wins. Felt what? Yeah, so on the 1 minute, we're getting the little pullback here again. This is one to kind of be worried about because it's rejecting off of this previous high. If it does keep coming down, I will close this manually. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That should always be like a rule that you have. Because like the trade I called yesterday, if I held it, it would have been like the trade of the month for me. But I also have a rule not to hold it overnight. Because the probability of it rallying in my favor compared to the probability of it actually gapping down and taking me out, like the probability of it taking me out is stronger or higher probability than it rallying like the way it did. It will happen sometimes, but you always have to weigh that, right? Like what's more likely to happen kind of thing. Okay, that if this closes as a bearish candle, I may close it just because I've seen this type of pattern before. I'm just moving my stop loss, so if it does kind of spike down, I'll just release my mouse and it'll take me out for a much smaller loss. And now I'm just going to move it to break even. Alright, so if we do get this pullback here, we will look for rejection of this level, and if it breaks through that, then we're looking for rejection on the golden zone down here. So I got taken out at break even on that one. Alright, so that's the double top kind of situation forming. Let's see if we can get an entry. It is looking pretty good for as a double top. Just wait for a 5-minute close. If you do take a sell, you could aim for 15,422 TP1, and then 15,382 for TP2. If we actually get this short materializing here. Okay, looks like that momentum's coming in. I was hoping for it not to do that yet. So 15,485. $15,420. Okay guys, I'm gonna sell this one. Ideally you want to wait for that 5-minute candle to close. I jumped in on kind of a momentum move. So that 5-minute close was really good. If we get a little pullback, I may take another entry. And if price pushes aggressively, my TP is gonna move here. Looks like I might not get a chance to add another entry. Anybody get into this trade? Haha. Nice. Let's hope this is the one, guys. Waggy, so you got in higher? Nice. So you might be seeing some good profit right now. That's good, man. Risky, but good. You would have been able to keep a tight stop loss there anyway, right? So it's good. Yeah, this is normal for this time of the day. Okay, I just got another entry in here. Yeah, it's looking pretty flat right now. We could just be consolidating. That half an hour like tweezer, it's not a tweezer because it's an engulfing candle on the half an hour there. Yeah, might not be good for me here. Okay, we had a very good 5-minute candle close there, so it's not looking very good right now. For a long, yes, maybe. Let's see. Like, this is a very convincing setup for a long already. But it's kind of just ranging. It's creating these highs and lows kind of equal almost. So I would say we might need to wait for a proper breakout. I'm also just worried that we're going to range for now, mainly because we had this strong move. Because normally once you get a strong move, you'll get it ranging for a little bit before you get another strong move. I would like to see a strong bearish engulfing candle to keep this trade open. So that was a 5-minute close, and it's not a great candle. However, we did close back in this previous trend line. but that doesn't really mean much because it's on such a short time frame. So yeah, definitely, Waggy. It's the only thing you need to trade. So getting really good at it is definitely a good strategy. Just do a lot of back testing. Okay, if we get another 5 minute bullish candle here, I may just get out. However, if we get a nice bearish candle that's strong and breaks below this area, I may hold. Waggy, also, if you wait, like if you have more patience and wait for like 10:30, 11, or even the afternoon, you get more stable trades. Right, in the morning, you might get some good ones scalping wise. But sometimes, like right now, price is a little unstable. I am getting tired right now. I woke up really early. I'm in Toronto, so that's the Eastern time, New York time, basically. Started waking up early this morning, try and get to the gym early, and I think it's catching up with me now. I'm feeling kind of tired. Maybe it's time to go get a coffee. Yeah. Yeah, Waggy, there's so much stuff out there. And that happens with a lot of new traders. Just you go down a path of like just information overload. Especially somebody like me, when I started out, I did the full indicator tour, where I went through, hundreds of indicators looking for that perfect thing, but it doesn't exist. It just takes time. You just gotta stick to it. Find an asset that you like, the movement, like, and to find an asset that you like, you simply just have to go to look at them, scroll out, go to like 15-minute, zoom out so you can see how it moves. If you get kind of like consistent trending moves, that might be a good thing, because then you just look for pullbacks and entries. Yeah, and then once you figure out what it is, then you kind of learn its personality. What does it do when market opens? What does it do based on different news events? And get that knowledge, but don't ever think that because it did a certain thing, whenever there was a certain news event, for example, that it will do it again. That's how the market gets people, is that there's nothing concrete about the market. It's fluid, and you have to think in a fluid way as well. One thing I want to warn you though about trading NAS as like a primary asset is that sometimes you get used to certain movements, so then you kind of look for that every day as you come in, but some days are going to be flat. So the best way that I've found to figure out when not to trade is when we have days where there's a lot of wicks forming. And the higher time, like if you're on the 5 minute and you're seeing some crazy wicks, just right there, stay out of it. If you go on the 1 minute, for example, and you see just movements but it's wicking a lot, stay out of it. Yeah. And if you go on higher time frame, 15, 30 and stuff, those wicks may be like maybe 15 minutes as well, stay out of it. But like an hourly, for example, if you see a big wick, that may have taken the whole hour to form, so it could have actually had a nice scalp move and then came back down or whatever. So yeah, like right now we're kind of getting closer to noon. Sometimes things slow down. I didn't get that nice bearish candle that I wanted, so I'm debating whether to close this now or not. Yeah, I'm gonna close this trade. Yeah, I do trade US30 sometimes. Depends. Just depends on price movement and stuff. Alright guys, so it looks like we're gonna be moving up here. It's getting to that breakout area that I was looking at. So might be taking a long. Yeah, sure. I'll take a look at US30 in a little bit. Let me just look at the possible entry here. So 15,445 stop loss. No TP for this one. Actually, yeah, let's just wait a little bit longer. I always like to wait for like at least a 5 minute close, and especially if we get a close above this area. Ideally, you want the close to be above these two previous highs, because like as you can see, it did come here before and then it got rejected and came down, right? So you don't really want to enter in against that. And now that we're going into noon as well, it could just be ranging for a little bit until about 1:30, between 1:30 and 2:30. So for US30, it's testing this level here, but it's been kind of consolidating. So if you do get a nice rejection here, like something's forming right now, I would be looking for a long on that one. Alright guys, just 14 seconds to close this candle. It is a nice candle. Let's see. It's a very big engulfing candle. going with the trend. We could get a strong push here in a little bit. I'm gonna take the buy. Yeah, so on US30, we do have this zone here. Like if we had gotten a good rejection there, it might have been a good buy. But right now it's breaking down again. So we just need to look for what the next level might be. I would probably draw a Fibonacci tool from here to here. The fact that US30 has broken below this 23.6 and it's kind of holding, there is a potential that this could, let me just go to trading view actually, it'd be easier to explain there. Okay, yeah, so we have this little zone. If we do break through, there's our Fibonacci. It's very likely that price could push from here to about this level, which is about 34,163. And then we could push back up from there. I just draw the trend line to see kind of structure. There's not much based on that for my analysis. But yeah, if it does break through this current zone that it's testing, I would say you could look for a short down there. However, if it does break back up, like if it pushes up from where it's at, and you need to wait for some really good confirmation here, then you could look for a long, let's see, from about this level here, if you could get a good bullish candle forming. So like TP1 could be here, TP2 you could target up that way. Alright, so on NAS right now we have it rejecting this level again. I think my chart is way too messy right now. I'm gonna clean this up. My indicator chart, I try to keep it as clean as I can because it's already messy with indicators. Yeah, Waggy, that's what I was worried about, like this level, about breaking that level. So let's see. We do have some momentum on our side. So on the daily for US30, yeah, the only reason why I'm suggesting a long here is just because of this momentum that we've had. But the fact that it did reject a very strong daily level could mean that this was simply a pullback. So let's look at it as if it was a pullback. So we get rid of this, go down to the 1 hour, for example. This would be from here to here. Now it just tested the golden zone. Let's get rid of this and this. Now if we look at it from the higher time frame, we had this push, then we had the pullback. So if we were saying we're rejecting a daily high, then yes, definitely we could be looking at a continuation down. Right, so once we rejected the golden zone, now it's coming back down. But the fact that we're seeing the rejections here and we've had strong momentum upwards recently, I would be a little skeptical about going short. However, like I said, on the other time frame here, if we looked at this swing, right, from about here to here, it looks a little bit different. That could, if you look at this move, let's say we're going with that bullish momentum, then the pullback could come all the way to this level here and then go back up. So in situations like this, you just got to look at what the price action is saying on the lower time frame. So like right now it's rejecting that level, and it could look bullish, so this would be a possible setup. And assuming the momentum keeps going on the higher time frame, you could look for like at least 2 levels of take profit. Yeah, it's being stubborn, man. But usually around this time, it's like lunchtime, right? So we get a lot of big players not engaging in the market yet. One of the more conservative way to deal with this is to just close it and come back after lunch, especially if you have a little bit of profit. And then the other way is, you know, you're in the trade, might as well wait to see how it plays out. This is when having kind of a defined stop loss is important, because if you know what your stop loss is and that's within what you want your risk to be, then you're not too worried about it. You're like, okay, yeah, if I lose that, that's fine, because my next trade or my next two trades or whatever can easily cover that loss. So that's why it's important to have a stop loss that you're just willing to watch it go away, kind of thing. I would say around one to start looking at a possible new entry, between 1 to 230, sometime around there. Another possibility is just move your, like, if you're kind of in a similar entry, you just move the stop loss to break even. That way, if it does rally, great. If it comes down, that's fine too. You don't lose any money. Best case, you make some. So we've technically had a break of the level. Now we just need to hold above it. Yeah, this is an area to be concerned about too, because what happens is that a lot of retail traders like us, we're seeing this breakout happening, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna pile in here, right? We're gonna add shit tons of buy orders, um, and this is what the institutions are waiting for. They're waiting for us to do that because they want to push it up, but the only way they can push it up is if they can take out a bunch of stop losses and go against that move first to get liquidity to then be able to push it higher. So a lot of times what you'll get is right now around this area, you'll see a big spike maybe going up, then followed by a very sharp pullback, taking all the stop losses out, because let's look at where the areas of possible stop losses could be, right? Let's say you have your entry here. A lot of people will put their stop losses down here, right? So you could get an actual pullback, and which would be just a big wick down to this area, followed by a rally. So you have to think that way, like how the big players will think, is look for obvious entries, and if you see it, it's also good to stay out until you get that play, but it doesn't always happen, right? So sometimes what I do in a situation like this is I will do the break-even trade, because if we do get a spike down, it'll give us a better entry later on. So when you're trading, don't think like a retail trader, you got to think like an institutional trader, because retail traders are just looking at the levels, looking for the rejections, and that's where the institutional traders are then going to look at where those orders are, where the stop loss orders are, and try to push market to that level so they can get some money from it. And then they take all that money that they make from the stop loss and then push it back in the market to push it in the direction that ultimately they see it going. So it's not that retail traders are wrong a lot of times, it's just the execution is wrong. For the entry on this, no, I think where I'm at for that entry is probably where I would take it anyway. Mainly because we had these two bearish candles followed by this very strong bullish candle, and it just seemed to me that momentum is coming back in, right? Because we had this strong push down, probably to get some stop losses from people entering here, right? It doesn't look like it pushed all the way where it should have, really, because for people taking entries here, I would say stop losses would be anywhere from here to here. So that's another reason why I'm thinking there could still be a big pullback, but you just gotta weigh the odds and hope that it goes your way. Put your stop loss in place so that you're not wiping out your account, and go with it, because sometimes it will go in your favor with this kind of trade, especially when we're in such a strong uptrend, right? What's the next level here on the weekly? Next level on the weekly is about here, I would say. So that's 15,576 ish. 565, 566, somewhere there. All right, let's just put a line there. So my take profit is just under that level. Waggy, are you still in the trade? Ah, that sucks. Okay, no worries. There could be a pullback. I'm still not convinced that this is the real move yet. Yeah. Yeah, I usually get a lot of my work done before the market opens, so that I'm just sort of replying to people and stuff on the side while I'm trading. Then after I also try to like stop trading early in the day so that I can get other things done. That's another reason why just trading like NAS in the US session is ideal. It just works out my schedule, and I get to spend time with my family and stuff afterwards. Alright, so we're getting kind of a rally here. I am gonna secure my my stop loss. I'm moving it to break even, just because if it does pull back down, like I don't want to be losing the trade because of some institutional movement. Guys, if whoever's on the stream, if you're not part of my Telegram, please click the link in the description. That's where I post my signals, and trying to grow that group. There'll be a lot more content, features, and indicators and things like that coming in the future. Everything's free at this point, so feel free to join. Alright guys, so I might leave this trade running for now. I'm not sure how far it's going to get, but I'll keep things updated on the Telegram group. So I might end the stream here for now. I have some other like work to take care of as well. So yeah, thanks everybody for being on the stream, and please leave a like and a subscribe. It'll really help me continue to do this. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Telegram. I'll be back tomorrow Tomorrow's what? Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, I should be back. But I announced on Telegram whether I'm going to be online or not. So that's kind of the best place to keep track of these things. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.